Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm good. So let's see how this works. Okay. What are we doing? Okay, well, let's do this. Oh, I forgot to change that. I think it did this. Let's do this again. So if I did this, we're at 7. So what are we trying to do? We are... Hello. Hello. Hello? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Let's see. I wonder if you can hear me. No? Hello. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, so what are we doing? We're reading the Abacus. Because we're reading the Abacus? Oh boy. So what are we doing? Well, what we want to do is we want to mimic this. And so if I look, this is this and that's that. So how do I read this? This is what we call 5, 6, 7. Notice that the top bead is the 5. So we have 5, 6, 7. So the answer is 7, and it'll take me to here. So I just followed the path. Now when we're doing it, we're going to be reading the Abacus. When we read the Abacus, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have 4, I wonder if... This is so strange. Okay, so what are we doing? What we're doing is we're reading the Abacus. When we're reading the Abacus, we're understanding how to read it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when we're looking at the bead, anytime the bead is touching the horizontal bar, that's what's being counted. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4, and then this is 5. Because this is 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Now we have 10. Because this is 10, we have 1 and 1. Oh, interesting. I think I'm going to be there's an issue here. Mute the mic. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, so what are we doing? What we're doing is we're reading the Abacus. This is 11, 1 and 1. And then here, what does this mean? Well, if I look at it, it has this number and then this number. 5, 6, 7, and then we have 2. 1, 2. So this number is 72. So when I look at it, we are at 72. That's what that is. The answer is here, and all I got to do is follow the path, and it'll take me to this. So this is the next number. So if we count it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top bead is 5, and then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Because now we have 9, right? We have 10. 10 looks like that. Because 10 looks like this, we have 1 and 0. Now we can mimic this. Well, what does that look like? Well, we have 1 bead on top and 1, 2, 3 beads on the bottom. And then this one is 1 bead on top and 2 beads on the bottom. So together, this makes 87. 87. 87 is what? 5, 6, 7, 8. This is what 8 looks like. And then this is what 7 looks like. 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to have to end this. This is not good. Okay. So, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the Abacus. And because we're learning how to read the Abacus, we're following this path. So I said 87, so all I got to do is go from here and then go all the way down here. And now we have this number. Well, what number do we think this is? Oh boy, I think I got to end this. Sorry. Okay, I will have to end my stream and I'll have to check it out. Okay, so what are we doing? What we're doing is we're reading the Abacus. And let me do a little review. When we do a review, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat is always 5.
Abacus, this is what we're doing.
It works. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. This is 10. Now we can count 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50. So if you notice, these are tens and ones. This is a 2-digit number. This two-digit number, oh, hello. What are we doing? Okay, right. This two-digit number, if we look at it, and I mimic it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. So we have 4, and then we have 0. This is 40. So what does 40 mean? 40 is 40. 40, how do I know? Because it's my tens, and then this is my ones. So when I look at it, I have my tens, and I have my ones. Hey, Tasha. Welcome. So this is 40. When I look at it, it takes me to here. So if you notice, 40 is just 4 and a 0, right? So that's what we have. We have 4 and a 0. When we're looking, this is my tens. Oh, if I can do that. This is my tens, and then this is my ones, and that's it. 4 and 0. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 0. That's what 40 looks like. What do we have here? This is the next number. This next number is 5 and 5. How do I know? Because the top beat has always a value of 5. This is 5 and this is 5. Oh, I gotta figure that out. I don't know what happened. They did an update. All right. So what is this number? This is 5. This is 55. How do I know it's 55? Because it's a value of 5. So when we're looking, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. This is always a value of 5. So then we have 6, because we have 5, 6, and then 7. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good, Tasha. So no more frown face, right? Don't be giving a frown face. No frown faces here. You're not allowed to have frown faces. Just let me know what the problem is. If you don't understand, that's fine. We can do a review. But thank you. I do appreciate that. It's neat. So then what we did is we did 55. We did 55. We did 5 and a 5. So that's what we're doing, is we're following this path. I actually, learning at TikTok. Hey, Caspro. I'm so confused what's going on. Sad face because you said you were leaving. Oh, I see. No, I was trying to stream on my other platforms, but I can't get the mic going. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I see. Sad face because I was leaving, not sad face because you were confused. I appreciate that you like this. Great. Thank you, Aria. Yes. Okay, so does that make sense? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the next one. Now, we have this one. We have tens and our ones. When I look at it, we have our tens and our ones, so every column is a place value. I have my 1 here, so this is 1, and over here, this is 2. 1, 2. When we're looking, yes, Tasha, right? It is 21. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It is 21, right? Easy to use, simple to understand. I'm trying a different way of like introducing Abacus. But thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, yes. So please let me know if you guys have any questions. Yeah, I'm learning. Oh, yeah. I was like, no, don't leave. But I read that too fast. Sorry. Excuse me. Yes. So we have our tens and our ones. When we have our tens and our ones, we have our 5 and 6. So this is 6, but this is not 6. This is 60. Right? This is 6 and a 0. That's not 0. We have to do a 3. 1, 2, 3. So when we're looking at, this is my tens and this is my ones. And what number do we have? We have 63. We have 6 and we have a 3. Together, right? Combine them together, we have 63. So when we look, we have 63. 63 is over here. That's what 63 looks like. So when I review it, that's what 60, and this is what 3 is. Now you might be asking, right? You might be asking, why am I here? Well, if you notice, I have this indicator. This is my ones indicator. This ones indicator, I have 2. What? But you need to choose 1.
Okay, Charizard, I choose you!
So I choose this one. That's why I have my ones over here. So this is my ones, my tens, my hundred, my thousands, my 10,000. However, if I choose...
Pokemon, I choose you!
If I choose this one, then I have to shift everything over and it goes like this. So it'd be my ones, my tens, but notice I have no more room for hundreds, thousands, or 10,000. So everything happens between on the indicator. This is just a label. This tells me the label of my ones. So we did 63 and my number here. So this number, as I'm over here, this is my maze that I've created, and this is just to show what the beads are. And this is just doing some what they call bead recognition, understanding what the beads are. And then we have our tens and our ones. If we have our tens and our ones, what number do we think this is? If I have my tens and my ones, we have the number 12. Thank you. I don't know how to be famous. I don't know how to be famous too. That is funny. So we have 12 and it'll take me to here. So because I have this answer, I'm just going to follow the path and I'm going to go to here. So what is my next number? If I have my tens and my ones, I have 5, 5, 6, 6. So together, this makes what number? When we're counting, we have 1, 2, I'm sorry, let me redo that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat will always be 5. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we have 9, we can do 10. 10 will always be here, no matter what, because if we have ones, we have our tens, just like how we write. So 10, 11, 12. But now what this number is, if I have this, my tens over here, I have 5, 6, and then I have 5, 6 over here. What number do we think this is? It is 66. Thank you. It is 66. How do I know? Because this is my tens, and then this is my ones. Yep, there we go. So just as how we write 66, right? 66, we have our ones and our tens. This is 60, this is 6. So when I look at it, I have my tens and my ones. 66. Thank you, Jinx. Yes, thank you. So it takes me to here. Now I'm at this number. We have our tens and we have our ones. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. When we're looking, oh, can't see that either. There we go. No, we gotta go up. Gotta move everything. Sorry. Okay, so we have everything moving. So we have this number, right? If I have my tens and my ones, if I count it, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, Noodles, thank you. It is 88. We have 5, 6, 7, 8. So when we're looking at it, we have 88. 88 looks like that. That's how we write 88. I'm trying to match up the columns with the numbers, and if you notice, the numbers have our ones and our tens. So when we're looking at it, we know that this is 88. We're looking at the number, and we're understanding how to read the abacus. So now we have our tens and our ones. When I do this, and I do this, what number do we think this is? What number is this? Ah, thank you, Tasha, for the heart me. When we have our tens and our ones, now we're going to count. Thank you, Noodles, right? 92. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 2. 1, 2. We have 92, which takes me to here. Oh, can't see that. Now we're here. When we're looking at it, this is 90, this is 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2. 1, 2. Good. Thank you. I don't know how to be. And then our final answer, which is the answer to the universe. We have our tens and our ones. What number do we think this is? What number do we think this is? The way you explain it makes it so easy to understand. I love this. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. 42. 42. How do I know it's 42? This is ones and our tens. So we have our tens and our ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. And then that's it. My answer is 42. I guess I did everything, right? Woo, that was a fast one. Thank you, Noodles. All right, so we're done with this one. Should we do a 3-digit? You know what? We could do 3 digits and just kind of get a little bit more, Get a little bit more, familiar. But now we're going to do 3 digits. And again, we have our tens and our ones. When we start, we're going to start over here, right? Thank you, Tasha. Oh, okay. So we're going to start here. When we look at this, we have our tens and our ones. And the abacus gets smaller because there's only so much it gets bigger. So we have our hundreds, tens, and ones. So if I did this, my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. And when we count it 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. So we have, what number do we have? And I line it up, we have this. 7, 7. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Tasha, Noodles, and Famous. You're famous. So it's 77. 777. How do I know? Because this is my ones. I'm sorry, my hundreds, my tens, and then this is my ones. And that's what it looks like. So it takes me to this box over here. And now I have my 3-digit, which is my number, hundreds. We have our tens, and then we have our ones. Okay, how are we doing? Do we want to continue on this path of learning how to read the abacus, or do we want to get ready to do some adding and subtracting? Since it sounds like it's only the 4 of us. right? Thank you, Tasha, Famous, and Noodles. Yes? Okay, let's do that. Because if there's only going to be the four of us, there's no point of redoing. So this is my next book that I'm actually in the process of creating, which is the 3-digit. And it's just bead recognition, really. Thank you, Tammy. Hey, Monty. Hi, Monty. Oh, you just got here? Okay. So what we're doing here is we're trying to read the abacus. And when I look at it, we have our hundreds, hundreds, tens, and ones. So this is a 3-digit number. When we're looking, we have our number. But then we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. But then after 4, this is what 5 is. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When I mimic this, that's what the number is. So what number do we think this is? If this is my hundreds, my tens, and my ones, we have 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Isle, welcome back. Is it Sil? Thank you, Tammy. Hello, AI TikTok God. Thank you so much for sharing my live. You are on time. Yes, thank you. 794. So we're at 794. What we're doing is we're doing 3-digit abacus reading. That's all we're doing right now, and then we'll go into some adding and subtracting. So when we do numbers, right? So we had our number, we have our hundreds, we have our tens, and then we have our ones. After that, what do? We're going to count 1, 2, 3, and this is my tens. We have 5, 6, 7, and then we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you, Tammy. Yes, it is 974. No, 3. 3, because it's only 1, 2, 3. So when we're looking, 973 is what it looks like. 74 would look like that. That's all. One extra bead. Okay, that takes me to here. And so our next number is hundreds, tens, and ones. So when we're looking, we have our ones, tens, and hundreds, 3 digits. So in this 3-digit number, what number do we think this is? We start with, ooh, thank you, Tasha. Yes, it is 781. 5, 6, 7, 80. Thank you, Molly. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1. Great, right? So when we're looking at my answer, where's my answer? 781 will take me up. So when I'm looking at it, this is what it looks like, 781. And it takes me to this next box over here. Now what are we going to do? We have our hundreds, which is this, our tens, and then our ones. And if we look, we have 5, 6. So this is 6. This is 5, 6, 7. Hello, user. Thank you. User 979. Oh my gosh. Yes. And then, yes, 70, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Yes, thank you, Molly. 167. So that's what it is. So when I look at it, we have 176. Sorry, I mix my numbers up sometimes. So if I have my ones, my hundreds, my tens, and my ones, I have this number, right? We know 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one is my tens, and then this one. What number? I noticed that the hundreds, there are 3 beads. The hundreds, there are 3 beads. Yes, okay, so if you were here, this is 3, but this is not 3. Because the horizontal bar divides it, the top bead will always be 5. 900, almost. Yes, thank you, user 979. Yes, hey Kiki, yes. 900, 5678905. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Tasha. So to look at it, we're going to do 900, 56789, and then 5. 5 will always be the top bead, no matter what. So when we're looking, oh, thank you for the heart me. When we're looking, we're going down here to take us to the next box. And so, hello, Mari. Yes, good, Mari. Right? Makes sense now? So if we have our hundreds, we have our tens, that's what it looks like, and then we have our ones. What number do we think this is? 92. Thank you, Noodles. Thank you, 979. 979. Yes, thank you. Okay, so we have 92. And it takes me over here. 92 looks like this. 92. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this is 2. And then we go to this box. And our next box is what? Hundreds, tens, ones. Thank you, Noodles. Yes, 965. I almost said it wrong. Okay, yes. So we have 900, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 5, 6, and then 5. And then after this, we will go into adding and subtracting. And then we have this number. What number do we have this? There's this number. Hundreds, tens, and then ones. Thank you. Hey, Tammy, yay. 936. Yes. Almost user 9. Yes. So 931 looks like this. And we have to remember that there's the top bead, right? That top bead is very crucial. Abacus adds attention to detail. So we have 936. That's what 936 looks like. And it takes me to this box over here. So this box, we're almost done. We have our hundreds. This is our tens. And here is our ones. What if it's 985? Thank you. Thank you, Noodles. Thank you, user. Okay, so thank you, Mari. So 700, 567, 24. That's what it would look like. Does that make sense? So now we have, the question is 985. And we wouldn't use the blue bead. No, we wouldn't use the blue bead because why? The only blue bead we would use is the 7, right? This is 5, 6, 7, 2, and then 4. 724. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we added the 5, this is 9. If we added the 5, this is 7, right? If we take away the 5, we have 2. We have 279. Yeah, right? Easy. No, that's a very good question. And it's good because you're thinking about like the numbers and stuff, right? So we're here. So we have our hundreds, we have our tens, and then we have our ones. Welcome, Jeffers. Welcome. How's it going? We're just about done with this, and then we're going to go into some adding and subtracting. Thank you, Noodles. Thank you, 979. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. So we're finally at the end. We're doing 3 digits. I think we left off with 2 digits with you. Yeah, I was trying. So this is my next book that I want to provide. I'm going to publish it out, but I got to do the reverse mazes, and that's going to take a little bit. All right, so we have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. Thank you, Jeffers. 400, right? 433. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, user 979. Yep, 979, 3 digits. Yeah, this is the 3-digit one. So I was going to do, I have a 2-digit one. I'm going to do a 3-digit book. So we're on letter F right now. Yeah. And then we're going to go all the way through. I think that's what I'm going to do. I do this to help me double check to make sure I don't have any typos. Not too many people let me know if I have typos. So it's always good to review all of my books, which is kind of a not difficult, but it's just time consuming. It's time consuming to go through all of my books because I have a lot of, all of the questions need to be curated. So, and it is hard to find a editor to understand, right? and to understand like how to even read the abacus. So I go through it with you guys. I thought you meant adding and subtracting. I like to do mazes though. Oh yeah, this book not yet. But I will be doing 3 digits, adding and subtracting. My plan is to make an adult book, an introduction to adult book, and I think I was going to go to 5 digits. So it'll be 5 digits, and it will be, I think, 4 or 5 lines. I'm not sure. But it would be difficult to curate. It takes time to curate all those questions because I'm very specific when I talk about the concepts. So it just all depends. And it depends on how big the book gets. I don't want the book to be like 200 pages. I want to make it to 100 pages. So I think what's going to happen is it's going to be series. It'll be series when I do the book. But that's the plan. I'm still formulating like how it's going to look and stuff. Thank you. It's available here. I do sell my books on Amazon. I'm sorry, I do sell my books on TikTok as well. So you can find it in the TikTok shop. I do sell the Abacus and I do sell the big ones too. Thank you. Oh yeah, really? You know, it blows me away that adults are looking forward to doing basic arithmetic. You know what I mean? Like I just find it fun. Like I find it reassuring that I'm on the right path, you know? And I'm telling you right now, like if it wasn't for you guys, I would have not gone through this process of making more. This is more entertaining for me than like coloring books and word searches. See, that's what I was wondering. I like the colors. Oh, this one I usually use for the younger kids, and then this is the one I would use for like older people because when we start doing multiplication and division, it's best to have 13 columns. So let me know if you have any comments or questions about the abacus. I also do sell these abacus on my TikTok shop. Hi, my name is Lynette. I have books. I talk about abacus all the time. I've been teaching abacus for about 20 years now, and I just started getting into publishing more abacus related books, as well as understanding how to explain it to mainstream math, to align it to mainstream math. Abacus is very specific to arithmetic. We don't do calculus, we don't do trigonometry, but we do the beginning parts of understanding algebra. Just so you guys know. What I did was, okay, so yeah, so this was my next book that's coming through, which is the 3 digit maze book, and this is again just bead recognition, and this was going to be geared towards like people that just want to read 3 digits. I think I was going to use this for moving the kids to doing, I think they do 3 digits in grade 2. So that's the one thing is I want to do grade specific abacus. Do you teach kids that do the competitions as well? Those are wild. I don't do competition because it just takes a lot out of me, and I'm not, they do the abacus in their brain, but I don't teach there's a whole like competition stuff, right? But yeah, I have 3 boys and they've all gone through it, and I never really pushed them to do competition. But no, I don't. But I do teach abacus. So one thing is we're going to do is we're going to understand how to use the abacus. And then if you notice, no matter how big your hands are, you will be able to utilize it. What we do is we want to touch the edges of the beads and move it. So if you notice, I'm just doing this. No, so you could be a big fat fingered person like this, like big pudgy fingers like my husband, and you could still be able to use it with your fingers. I have a post that's like 1.5 people have seen how to use the beads, and it's just easy. It's very easy, simple to use, but notice it's very easy to move, and so if you bump it by accident, you're going to get the wrong answer. So you need your left hand to stabilize the abacus, and then also, if I have this number, you don't want to flick, because what happens is if you flick too hard, you will get the wrong answer. So don't.
And flick. Oh, flick too hard, damn it!
So don't flick too hard. What you want to do is you want to move the beads with intention. And you want to be gentle. You don't want to be aggressive, right? Because you're just going to mess up your answers. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand that we just want to be intentional. And it's a simple, gentle move. So the difference between abacus and mainstream math, oh, hey, welcome. No, thank you. I appreciate that. Woo! So in Abacus world, what we're going to do is we're going to understand the add-in. This add-in is, can we do it? Can we add this number? So my question starts with 5, and then my next number is 1. Excuse me. Can we do it?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. So we're going to add the 1. What's going to do you do this every day? I do go live every day most of the time. Unless I get like really involved creating my workbooks, but yeah, like over the weekend, over Memorial Weekend, I was like really inundated making more books. So, but yes, I try to go live every day. I know Jeffers will let you know. I think Jeffers has been on for almost the whole week, right? Okay, so what we do is we don't focus on the result. In mainstream world, we focus on the result. In Abacus world, what we do is we want to focus on the add-in. This and it's the same thing. People keep asking me for more like other questions and stuff. I will answer all of your questions in Abacus, but I still have like a set curriculum when I go through all of my lives. Oh yeah, I'll see you later, 979. Thank you for dropping by. So that's the thing, right? In Abacus world, what you want to do is you want to focus on the add-in. In mainstream, we always look at they always look at the result. So what we want to do is we want to divorce the result and marry the process. So here, so the way I have this book is lined up is we always talk about the added, and then we have the 2, and then it's the same thing. Do we have enough to add the 2? My question starts with 5, and I want to add the 2. Can I do it? Yes, I can add the 2. So that's what I did. So my final answer is now 7. 5, 6, 7. So I added the 5 in the beginning, and then I look at the 2. Is there okay, and then there's 3. So I'm still waiting for Monty. What is your question, Monty? We have 5. We add the 5, and then we're going to add the 3. Can we add the 3? Yes, we can add the 3. What's going to happen is my final answer is 8. Now, if you notice, we can actually supertize. Supertizing means that you can look at this number, you can easily see it, right? It's easily to be seen. That's why we were practicing a little bit about how to read the abacus. However, if you did it in mainstream math, you put in like little dots, or you put in like whatever, you put in all these things, but then you still need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's still a lot of counting, but in abacus world, it's easier to see. Okay, so that's by adding the 3, and then 4 is the same thing. Adding the 4 is all the beads up, all the beads down. So now, if you notice, when we add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we, thank you, Jeffers. Thank you, Jeffers. I got you. You know, it's funny. I was talking to a math professor. Like, he was like big time math person, like in college or university, like out in England. And you know how they're like really super smart because they have that accent. And so it was funny. I was having like the beginning part of my lives when I was going live every day in the beginning, and we were talking, and it was so funny because he was like, "This is not math." I'm like, "This is math." And we were talking, and we started philosophizing about the whole. And we started philosophizing of the whole like math and stuff on the abacus. And he said towards the end, like, I actually sold him on the abacus method. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. I wish they still taught that. I still use my fingers. Pepper, you can start learning abacus and you don't need to use your fingers. But sometimes it's good to use your fingers. All right. So what are we doing? When we go to the horizontal bar, we want to add to the horizontal bar. We're adding it, right? We go to it, we add. But we want to take away. All we have to do is remove it away from the horizontal bar. So what we're doing is we understand how to add and subtract. It's the same thing, but the opposite direction, which is very different in mainstream world. Mainstream world gives you different strategies how to add, different strategies how to subtract. And I'm like, why can't you just use the same one? Whereas in abacus world, if you add it, you will know how to subtract. You just go to the opposite. So just as I did plus 3, I go to the horizontal bar. I want to take away. I want to go away from the horizontal bar. That's it. Easy. What did the guy say? The higher up guy, he goes, it's easy. Oh no, he says it's easy, but don't overcomplicate it. Yeah. Don't overcomplicate it. You add it, you subtract. That's all we're doing. So what are we doing here is we're understanding how to move the beads. And we add the 3 and want to take away the 2. Can we take away the 2?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we could take away the 2. Monty, I don't know what your question is. Is there an something? I don't know, Monty. What's your full question? So what we just did is we added it and we subtract. So we have our answer is 1. And then we have 3, right? Take away the 3. So if I have 4, I want to take away the 3. All I got to do is take away 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that. If I had 9, I want to take away 3. 1, 2, 3. Take away 9 like that. That's all we're doing. Take away 3. Right? Easy. So if I had 8, that's 8. And I take away the 3. That's all I'm doing. Take away the 3. My final answer is 5. And then 4. There's not too many questions with 4. You can either have 4 minus 4, which gives you 0, or you have 9 minus 4, which will give you 5. And then it's the same thing. So we have 5, and we add the 5. When we add the 5, we take away the 5. We add the 5, take away the 5. So if I had 9 and I take away the 5, right, all I got to do is move my bead up, and I have 4. And it's the same thing. If I have 6, what does 6 look like? 6 looks like this. That's what 6 looks like. So we want to be big people, and we use 2 fingers. And we give 6 and minus 6. 6, add the 6, take away the 6. Add the 6, take away the 6. And then what does it look like? Oh, so if I had 2, I add the 6. If I want to take away the 6, I just remove it. Oh, remove it like that. That's it. That's it. So again, we added, we could subtract. If I do 1, I want to add the 8. Whoa, add the 8, take away the 8. Add the 8, take away the 8. Ooh, quick question. Yes. How do you end up with tenths and hundredths? Because it would be 0.1. Not doing it. Oh, no. How do you... It'd be exactly the same. Because it would be $1, $1.25, right? $1.25. So if I had 1 minus 0.75, right? 0.75. That's what it'd be. That's how you get the decimals. Did that make sense? It's exactly the same as we were doing. It'd be exactly the same if we were doing money, right? If we had $10.63, right? So we $10.63, 63, and we take away 25. Oh, take away 25. But now we're gonna do no negative numbers. No, we don't do negative numbers. Hi, Rex. Sorry, I gotta get my dog. Rex. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Yeah, no negative numbers because you can't take a negative away from something anymore. Rex. No. This way. Sorry. I had to go get my dog because my dog is getting old and he's looking for company. So I think it's okay. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, there was one person was asking me about negative numbers. Yeah, you can't do negatives. We can just do decimals. You can do division and you can do subtraction and you can do multiplication, division. Fractions is just another way of doing division. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I was just my dog. He's an old dog, and you can see my messy room. But yeah, he's 13, 14. He's 14 now. Oh, he's 14, and he's he's going pretty well, but it might be coming up. Okay, so yes, so decimals, that's what decimals would look like. It would just be that. So, okay. Make sense? Okay, cool. Thank you. That was a good question. There was a lot of people that ask about negatives, but that's what it is. So we did the 9. Oh, and we add the 9. When we added, thank you. So again, what we're doing is we're going to minus the 5. Yeah. So we add the 7, right? We have 7. We add the 1, and then we take away the 5. Take away the 5 is this, right? Minus the 5. And then we're left with 3. So I don't know if Monty is still around, but you had a question, but I'm not sure what it was. Okay, we can do minus the 6. We do 1 plus 8 and then take away the 6. And that's it. Cool. All right. So that's about adding and subtracting. That's the simple one. Now, I don't know if, oh yeah, so now the question is what? The question is what happens when there's not enough beads? Not enough beads. So that's where this comes in, and we talk about how to make a 5. We're going to talk about we're teaching this in school. We're teaching how to make a 5 in school. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. That's what we're teaching in school. But what we need to do is we're going to power up our concept. What does that mean? We're going to understand that we're going to isolate a variable. This is where we start talking about the beginning parts of algebra. What is the question? So let me talk about a question, why this would make sense. Here is our question, 3. If I have 3 on my abacus, and then what am I going to do? I'm going to add the 4, but I don't have any more beads to add the 4. What does that mean? That means that I need to figure out on my abacus how to move some beads around. So we're going to be shuffling some stuff. So we're going to do some...
You need modification! Modify!
So here is the concept, right? The concept is 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. If we isolate the variable, this is what we're trying to isolate. We're trying to make this by itself. We're going to make it by itself. So what are we going to do? When we isolate the variable, we're going to do 4 is equal to 5. But that's too much, so we're going to minus the 1. We'll do it again, but bear with me. So we're going to add the 5 and then take away the 1. So my final answer is now 7. Okay, that didn't make sense. That was way too complicated. Okay, let's try it again. I have 3 on the abacus. If I have 3 on the abacus, I have 3 on my abacus. And then what do? I need to add the 4, but guess what? I don't have enough pennies. I don't have enough 1 cents. But guess I do have is I have a nickel. Because I have a nickel, I have 5 cents. This is my 5 cents. I have 5 cents. Because I have 5 cents, what am I going to do? I can give you my 5 cents, but that's too much. I need change back. Because I need change back, I need to take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. We can do it again and show you on the abacus. I need to add the 5 and I take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. Did that make sense? How are we doing? Is that all right? Do we do it again? Let's do it again. So here, my next question is 4. When I have 4, I have 4 on the abacus. Because I have 4 on my abacus, I don't have any more beads to add another 4. I want to add another 4, right? But I don't have any more pennies. I don't have any more 1 cents. But guess what? I have a nickel. I have 5 cents. So because I have 5 cents, I'm going to give you my 5 cents, but that's too much. I need to take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. We can do it again and show it on the abacus. If I add the 5, I take away the 1. My final answer is now 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Noodles, did that make sense? We can do it again. So let's do it again. So what did we just do? What we're doing is we're substituting this information with this formula. We're substituting this information. So since I have the 5, I use that. Yes, exactly. When you don't have enough single beads. Exactly. So we could do it again with this one. If I have 2 on my abacus, I have 2 pennies on my paper, right? But I don't have enough beads. Exactly what Megan said, right? I don't have enough beads, but guess what? I have 5 cents. It's more than enough, but this is too much. I'm going to need some change back. So if I give you my 5 cents, I'm going to take away the 1. When I take away the 1, what's going to happen? I could do it again on the abacus. I'll give you the 5, right? That's my 5, but that's too much, and I take away the 1. So my final answer is 6. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. As long as you're okay with learning something new. Thank you for
Open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Right? Yes, exactly. I like the way you said it. How if you don't have enough single beads, and that's exactly what it is. If I don't have enough pennies, if I don't have enough single beads, exactly. We can do it again. What? What do you mean? We can do another number. Another number is this one. 3. Oh, I need to change my... So there's a whole set. There's a whole set of numbers that work together. And I can show you how it works. So we have 3. We're going to add the 3. I have 3 pennies. I have 3 pennies. Before I forget, I have my 3 pennies. I want to add another 3, but adding another 3 is too much. But I have 5 nickel. I have 1 nickel. To have 1 nickel, that's too much. I need to take away 2 cents. So I can show again on the abacus. I could add the 5, but I have to take away the 2. What did we just do? We took this information, how to make a 5. We modified it.
You need modification. Modify.
And then we substitute the 3 for the 5 minus 2. And then we get our answer, 6. So we're not memorizing doubles. This is what we call doubles, right? We're not memorizing a strategy. We're not memorizing this thing. What we're doing is we're understanding a concept and how to modify it. So here is when we can start. Okay, so everybody's got to understand that, right? So here is how it becomes scalable. Here it becomes scalable. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do this number. So we have 2, 8, 3. And then what do? In school they say, well, you got to make some friendly numbers. Ugh. But I don't know how to make friendly numbers. That's above my pay grade. So what I can do is I can look at this. I want to add the 5. Can I add the 5? Yes, I'll add the 5. Can I add the 1? I look at my abacus. I said, yes, I can add the 1. And then my final one, can I add another 1? Yes, we can add another 1. So then my final answer is 794. Let's do it again. Let's do this one. What? We're already doing double digits. Yeah, we're already doing double digits because you already know some things, right? You know the fundamentals. So what happens? We can make it better. We can scale it. So we have 26 on the abacus, right? We know what 26 is because we talked about it in the beginning of the life. And that's where we did some bead recognition. We know this is 20. We know this is 6. 5, 6. We know this is 20. We want to add the 3. What? Add the 3? Well, remember when we added the 3. We know how to add the 3. What happens when we add the 3? We're going to add the 5 and we take away the 2. And then we're done with that. Now we need to add the 2. When we add the 2, can we do it?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. We can add the 2. So my final answer is 58. Hello, Eddie doesn't care. Why am I in the middle? The reason why is because I have this ones indicator. You'll notice that I have 2. So I choose 1 just like a Pokemon.
Okay, Charizard, I choose you.
I choose this one to be my ones place. So when I'm looking, I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000s. If I choose this one,
Pokemon, I choose you.
then I can move it over here and I'll be my ones, my tens, my hundreds. Haha, Megan.
Welcome to the real world.
What are you teaching me? Is this now how teachers teach people? What are we learning? Whew. Slow roasted unicorn. That's so sad. The abacus. Thank you, Noodles. All right, how are we doing? So let me do one more. Let me do one more question. This one is going to be crazy. So we have 13,578, right? We have 13,578. When we look at it, this is my number. I don't want to make friendly numbers on this. I don't know how to make friendly numbers to this. But what's going to happen is what? Can we add the 2? Yes or no? Yes, we can add the 2. Thank you, Halar. So now when we add the 4, can we add the 4? Yes, we can. We can add the 4. How do we did it? We did it, remember, we had this, plus the 4. Plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 1. What? Plus the 5, take away the 1. Thank you, Jeffers! And then we add the 3. Can we add the 3?
Yes, we can.
Yes. We add the 1, and we add another 1. Yup! So my final answer is 37,889. Thank you. Answer my question above. Kosher life murr. I don't know what your answer, what your question is. And that was very rude, kosher life. As a person for kosher life, I'm surprised on how rude that question is. Didn't go through. Ha! That didn't, yeah, exactly, right? I mean, being rude doesn't help. Okay, so did we understand that? Right? So now what we did is we understood this concept, and now it's scalable. And I was like, that's brilliant. Cool. So, we're done with that. Okay, and then that would be how to add. That's how we're adding the 5. Now what we do is we minus the 5, right? We know how to add the 5. We're going to have to subtract the 5. That's what we do here. So this is the next book. Oh, there was somebody was like, you know, your. Oh, so this one specifically was meant for like kids. How is that rude? Answer my question above. I don't know what the question is. Answer my question above. Oh, is that a please sign? Oh, my eyes are old. That's a small emoji. What's the question, kosher life? Oh, so what are we doing here? This is plus the 5. You might need to put extra spaces. Let's do subtraction with the negative process. With the other, not enough beads. Okay, good. We'll do that right now. You might need to add spaces so then it doesn't get filtered. Kosher life. Oh. So what I was doing here, so the rest was we talk about the concept, and then afterwards there is practice problems. And again, there's activities to the practice problems. So this is like the maze. This is color by number. I have a little bit of, oh, there we go. How do I get my daughter to love math? Oh my goodness, that was the question? That was filtered. I'm so sorry, I apologize. How do I get my daughter to love math? Oh, she's 5th grade. What would I be? I'm sorry. I would use tactile. 5th grade is breaking it down to smaller chunks. So depending on what it is, but I don't have Abacus questions for 5th grade specific math, if that makes sense. So like I can do double digits, triple digits, right? But math in 5th grade is a little more complicated. Why? Because they do trigonometry, algebra, and so forth. Unless you're talking about like the earlier stages of math. I would say to make games out of it. Yeah, I would make games out of it, but you would have to be really, really creative, if it makes sense. Create memories. Yeah, create memories. I know, like, when I did, what? When my son was doing, yeah, when he had to memorize, I made it into like a flashcard, a memory game. But in 5th grade math, they're doing trigonometry and algebra, right? So that's a little bit harder. It makes it like a mystery. So yeah, like an escape room. You know, you could go to Teachers Pay Teachers, and there might be some activities. Teachers Pay Teachers. There might be some 5th grade activities to help her enjoy the process of learning math. Yeah, she gets tired after a while. Any challenges she gives up, it's too hard. If it's too hard, then that means that she doesn't know the concept. So I would take it down a notch. So what I did was when my son was having problems with division, I would always tell him, okay, take out the abacus and then do it. So I would always take it one step back and then have him to reiterate, if that makes sense. is there a specific, if it's too hard, then that means that she doesn't know the concept. So it all depends, like if she's strong in multiplication, if it's strong, if it could be that she's not strong in remembering her multiplication, like her math facts, her multiplication facts. So Abacus will help with that, because when we do multiplication, we really solidify the concept of the multiplication facts. We don't go higher, but it's a different way of thinking. So here is, let's see if that makes sense, right? Yeah, because I know in math, when they start moving them forward, they don't. Obviously, my live is different because I have people asking questions, and I always go back to figuring out those questions. Some people, like children, they don't want to ask questions, so you gotta have to dig in a little bit. You would really have to dig in a little bit, like what is it? My kid, because he's in 6th grade, and you know what? The other thing is, kosher life. Just so you know, I think the kids that are from like 6, 5, and 4, they're having a little bit of problem right there because of COVID. It affected my son with COVID. He's a little bit socially awkward. He doesn't know all of his academic concepts, and he's not doing very well, just so you know. But I think it's because when we were going through COVID, they were all structured in the thing. They were all structured in the Zoom, and obviously we were not prepared to, everybody was not prepared to be learning from home, and so it was hard. I came from the days of horrible speed. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, Magnus, thank you for the tiny diny. Thank you, Eddie. Doesn't care. Me too. Yeah, I. Is she solid in her multiplication facts? There's a question. Is she solid in her multiplication facts? And what sort of other things? There were those were the words. She is solid. So she's not having problems with memorizing, and she's not. Is she having problems with what specific? Now I'm just very curious, because I know 5th grade is not just arithmetic, but division is confusing her, which is so weird. Because no, it is not the same thing, because the way they teach division is not the way we learn multiplication. So, okay, it, I don't. I want to introduce multiplication, but I also want people to understand that it's different in Abacus. Would I start her on Abacus? You can start her on Abacus. This is just I'm just thinking out loud. You can start her on Abacus and then have her catch up, but you're not going to get to division until she's understanding how to add, subtract. How long would that take? It might take you like a couple of weeks to get her to understand adding, subtracting, and then we can go push her into multiplication, which would be fine. But then, because she's solid in multiplication, I can show you the Abacus way to do division. But then, would it confuse her? It wouldn't confuse her the way we do division. What would be a problem? Not a problem. It wouldn't be a problem. My kids didn't have a problem with conforming to mainstream math because they understood multiplication, division, if that makes sense. Let me push the class forward and I'll show you what I mean. So we all know division. And so let's see if I can do this without. Let me see. I didn't curate the questions for division. So you're going to have to bear with me to show you how we do it in Abacus, if that's okay. Keep your class going. No, it's fine. I think people are interested in division as well. But those people that are confused, let me know and we will take it slow. So we understood how we took away the 5. This is a division question. That's whatever, right? This is a division question. But the thing is what we do in Abacus is we find our starting point. The reason why we find our starting point, is so we know where to put our answer. And I think Jeffers is interested in division as well, because I think we did some multiplication. Should we do multiplication first? I'm going to do division. I'm already set. Okay. Let's see how this goes. We have our divisor, and we have our dividend. I'm good with division. Okay, so we have our divisor and dividend. Megan, Noodles, where are we? We're gonna be okay? Tammy, where are we? Oh, I missed it. Where's my other one? I have to always review my names. Where are we? Noodles, Holler, Tarad, Megan. Where is Tasha? You're okay, Tasha? Are we going to do it? Okay, let me know if it gets confusing. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand where we're going to put our number. Why? Because why? We need to count it. 1, 2, 3. We need to figure out where to put our number, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, take away 1. So that means our division is going to be 2. So we have okay. 3 digits take away 2, take away 1 is equal to 2. So we know that our place value, we're going to put our answer here. What does that mean? Our quotient is going to be at the number 2. Our quotient is going to be here. Because our quotient is here, we're going to put our dividend. To put our dividend, 1, 1, 2. We're not going to worry about place values. The reason why we put our dividend here is going to help us do subtraction. So then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand we have to do a comparison. So when we're doing a comparison, we're going to understand we have our divisor, I labeled it as S. Our dividend, I labeled it as E. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare. We're going to do division on the abacus, Jordan. Thank you for joining. So what we're going to compare, we're going to compare our 1 and our 4. Which one is bigger, 1 or 4? Oh, yeah, 1 or 4. Our 4 is bigger. So we're going to set up our question. When we set up our question, we have 4 is equal to something. Something times 4 is equal to 1. That doesn't make sense. We actually need to utilize our second digit. Why? Because this will never happen, right? So what needs to happen, thank you, Jordan, we're going to add our 1. So now we have our question, we're going to set it up. We got to go close to this number. Something times 4 is equal to 11 or less. Something times 4, something, 2, right? 2 times 8 is equal to 11. 8 is a single digit. I go here and I have to subtract 8. So when I look at it, I'm going to do 1. Oh, that's fine. 8. We know that 8, to take away the 8, it's minus the 10 plus the 2. 8 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 2. This is a concept we're going to have to know. Why? This is a how to carry over. So we put the 2 down, that's my quotient. And then we need to take away the 10 and plus the 2. So then my dividend, we still have something in the dividend. Because we have something in the dividend, right? What are we doing? Because we have something in the dividend, now we're going to compare. We have 4 and 3. 4 is my divisor. 3 is my dividend. This is my dividend. So now, because my divisor is bigger, what do? I need to compare. I already compared. I have to set it up. 4 times something is equal to 3. That doesn't make sense. What do? We got to bring down our 2. We got to utilize this 2, right? We got to utilize this 2. So now we have 32. Now the question is more complete. 4 times what is equal to 32 or less? 4 times 8, right? 4 times 8 is equal to 32. I add my 8 here. I take away 30, I take away 2. My final answer is 28. So I put 28 as my quotient. So this is the breakdown of doing division on the abacus. There's a little bit more, but we chunk it, right? Why? Because we don't need to do, how many times does 4 go into 112? We chunk it because this is what we learn in school. This is the multiplication facts that we're learning. We don't do 25 times 2. Like, this is another example, right? We don't do 25 times 2. What we do is we take it in one step at a time and one number at a time as we go through. Does that make sense? I don't know if that made sense, Kosher. But what I was trying to show you is that in Abacus, we break it into smaller chunks so it's easier to digest. We don't make it into big things like this. This was what new math was, and they were like, just pick any number and just take it away. And I'm like, what? I don't know what that means. I don't want to just take any number away. There's a pattern, and if there's a pattern, then I'll be able to follow it. But this does not give me a pattern. New math to me is not a pattern based, whereas new math is the abacus math is very, very easy to work through. What grade of math is this? This? What's division? I don't know. 3rd grade, 4th grade? Very old math. This is the fun math. This is the fun grade. Is it 4th grade? I think it is 4th grade. Hello, CompuBear. Welcome. I enjoyed it. Oh, thank you, Danny. Thank you. So, but the thing is in Abacus, we do is a conversation. We have a conversation with our numbers, and we start critically think, like, can we do it? How do we do it? And so we have to figure out, like, what numbers, how we set it up. I basically learned, yeah, I should get my, oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you, CompuBear. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Yeah, does that, so I don't have all of my questions curated, but questions have to be curated for Abacus because I don't just give you a hodgepodge of numbers and just do it. I give you a specific set. Like, if you already know how to take away the 10, then it will be easy to show you, then it would be easy. It would be part of the curriculum. But I don't know if Kosher Life is still here. But that would be the one thing, is to break it down into smaller steps and to take it one step back. Because the kids now that are in 4, 5, and 6, I think are having problems because of COVID. And that was one of their crucial parts because they weren't even homeschooled because the curriculum wasn't there. The teachers did their best, but I know my kids are suffering. My kid is not as up to par as my other two. So it is what it is, and we deal with it. So, questions? Any questions? I would have to figure this out, but I got it to a point where I can set it up. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can find it. So, any questions? How are we doing? How are the questions? Anything about Abacus? Oh boy, did I cheat like a mug during COVID? Yeah. 8th grade COVID. Yeah, it was hard. And then I know my kid suffered because he's not strong in calculus, but it is what it is. And you do what you can. But yeah, it wasn't easy, especially with because all the kids were home. And parents were not equipped to teach as well, right? I was hoping for multiplication and division, but I'm almost there. I've got to the point where I can curate my questions. I'm almost there, and I have to figure out a few things, like some of the activities and stuff. But I'm almost there. I don't know how quickly I'll be able to publish it out. But there's a whole series that I want to do. I'm just not there yet. Did your kids cheat Of course they did. Of course they did. Did I stop them? No, because can you do multiplication time? Yeah, let's do multiplication. Oh yeah, let's do some multiplication. I got some. Yeah, I mean, you do what you can. And I have 3 boys, so they did a lot of YouTube as well. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is this one. Let's do this one. Did we do this one? Let's do this one. What would you have done the same if you went through school during the pandemic? I feel like 8th grade was... what would I do different? Well, I couldn't do anything different. Why? Because we were not prepared as parents to teach our kids, to homeschool. I mean, the teachers did whatever they could. how would I prepare? I would have to learn how to homeschool. That's what I would have to do. I hate math, but I'm going to follow you. Thanks, Grant. I appreciate that. Yeah, what would I do different? I would have to really understand how to prepare my kids to homeschool. That's what would be different. But that in itself is a skill. To understand how to homeschool and to just, but then that would also mean that I didn't work, right? So I was still working during the time of COVID, so that was also a problem. Okay. Let's do this. So we have the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand that we need to find our starting point. To find our starting point, we are going to count it, right? I'm going to use this one. I can use this one. We're going to count our digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why we're going to count our digits is so then we know where to put our answer. On the abacus, hello, Audrey. Welcome. Welcome, Audrey. I see you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to count it. When we count it, the reason why is because we're going to go 8 times 7. So we have 8 times 7 is equal to 56. So I'm going to add 5 and I'm going to add 6. Now notice, right? Notice I don't need to say 5,600. Right? So in regular school, in regular math, what do we do? In mainstream math, we don't need to do 800, what is it? 800 times that by 7. We don't need to do this. The reason why is because, hello, Mr. Clean. He's over here. Okay, so in mainstream math, we don't need to do what mainstream math is. Why? Because on the abacus tracks it for us. So we know that it's 5,600, right? Makes sense? So then we have, what's next? We're going to do 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is equal to 35. Again, we're going to add 30. We'll add our 5. Now, again, what's going to happen? Mainstream math is 7, 50 times 7, right? I don't know, 5006. This one is 3,500, right? But in here, if you notice, we added it already. So we had the 5, right? We add 3, and we add the 5. And then what's our final number? Our final number is 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is equal to what? Is equal to 21. So the question is what? 21. So my final answer is 5,971. Oh, sorry. I just came by to say quick about, oh yeah, let's do that. We could do that. All right. 971. Yes, thank you. Okay. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to push everybody forward. I'm not sure how this question will lie, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. We add our 1, we add our 0. 5 times 8. 8 times 5 is equal to 40. We add our 4, we add our 0. We're done. Did that make sense? So now we know that 5 times 28 is 1,400. Now what are we going to do? Now we count it again. 1, 2, 3. 6 times 2 is equal to 12. Add 1. How do you add the 1? Can we add the 1? We cannot add the 1. 1 is equal to what? Can we add the 1? We can't add the 1. How do we add the 1? We have to add 1 here. Plus the 1 is what? Thank you, Mr. Clean. Plus the 5 minus the 4. Plus the 5 minus the 4. And then don't forget, we need to add the 2. So we add the 2. Now what are we going to do? 8 times 6 is equal to 48. Right? How do we add the 4? How do we add the 4? We got to add 4. 4 is equal to what? 4 is equal to what? We know this. How do we add the 4? We're doing this. Oh, thank you, Mr. Clean. Plus the 5 minus the 1. Plus the 5 minus the 1. And then, don't forget to add the 8. So our final answer is, thank you, CompuBear. Yes, thank you. So our final answer is what? 1,568. That's it. So what did we do? We did adding of the 5, adding of the 5. We did adding of the 5. That's what we did. So this would be a plus 5. So if I was to curate this question, this would go under my plus 5 multiplication. Yeah, you're welcome, Mr. Clean. Thank you for the question. But it's simple. Why? Because we know how to do this. We know how to add the 5. We know how to add a 1 and add a 4. We did this in the beginning of the live. Thank you for the question, Mr. Clean. All right, how are we doing? Yeah, CompuBear. Good, right? Makes sense? Doing good. Doing okay. Okay, Audrey. Okay, one more question. Anybody have any more questions before I sign off, actually? Got it, right? Easy, right? Because you know the concept of how to plus the 5. This is the core. The core is when you understand how to add the 5 and understand how to add the 10. Yeah. Can you do one more division? Ah, yes, I can, because I've got my how to build a sheet. All right. So we can do division. Let's see. We can do. Okay, let's do this one. We have 6 divided by 294. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to division. Dividend and divisor, right? Our dividend and our divisor. We're going to put it here. We're going to put it here. We'll do that. So our quotient is here. How do I know? 1, 2, 3. 3 take away 1 is 2. 1, 2. I'm going to go here because I don't have enough columns here. And I like to use the colorful one. So my quotient is going to be here. That's what I did. Right? And if we look, right? If we look, it lines up. So I got to put in my dividend is 2, 9, 4. All right, let me move it up here. Okay, maybe that will help. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, right, the first thing we're going to do is understand, we're going to compare. We have this and we have this. We have, and we line it up, right, S and E. 6 and 2, who is bigger? Our 6 is bigger. So, thank you, Aliha. Yes. Yes, thank you, Kate. Yes. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to set up my question. I know it's going to be what times 6 is equal to 2? No, that's not enough, right? We need to fill this. Does that make sense? because there's no such thing as something times 2 is in abacus world, in a multiplication fact, right? This doesn't make sense. But this does. Something times 6 is equal to 20. What's our next digit? Our next digit is this, the 9. Ah, Dolce. No, 9. Silently watching. Oh, that's okay. I'll try to be quiet. hopefully I'm in your earbuds. But this is my last question, just so you know, Dolce. No, it's not 4, right? It's 29. We want to write down 29 first. Now we know it's going to be 4, right? So we know 4 times 6 is equal to 24. We add our 4 here, which is, right? We add our 4, which is our quotient. And then we have to take away 24. So we take 20 and we take away the 4. So now we move everything over and we do that. So now we have 5. That's my leftover. So who is bigger? 6 or 5? Right? 6 or 5? 5 is over here. Gotta go. Thank you for the equation. Yeah, not a problem, Mr. Clean. Right. So what are we doing? We have to compare who's bigger. 6 is still bigger. So we know 6 times what is equal to 5? That doesn't make sense. We need to bring down the 4. Right? We need to make this double digit. So now we have our equation. What times 6 is equal to 54? Nine. Yep. So I add the 9 here. I take away 50, and I take away 4. Yep. Thank you. That's what it is. Yes. This is all old math. Abacus, this is just long division. But this is long division in the abacus way. Because we don't... I don't know how they do it in mainstream math. I haven't done long division so long in mainstream math that I don't know how to do it. Hey, user 397, welcome. Welcome. But I am going to sign off pretty soon. I apologize. I was going to carry on with some I gotta figure out what's going on. Yeah. But yeah, that's the division part. Compy Bear, did that make sense? Oh, I was just checking. Oh, thank you so much for coming by. I do appreciate you saying hi. Thank you so much. No, it's not. It's 49 because my ones is over here. Oh, thank you, Cheese. No, it's the ones is here. So that's what I do. That's why it's 49. Hello, hello. Hello, Cheese. It's Cheese. Comfy Bear, did that make sense? So, yeah, it would not be the 00. Because my ones is over here. I'd still use this as my ones. I use this as my starting. What a fun name. Yeah. Oh, I have another one was, I don't know how to be famous is another person. That was funny. Yeah. Thank you so much for liking the live. Alright, so how are we doing? Is that alright? Yeah. Then that's division. That's long division. Long division on the abacus. Woo! You okay, Rex? Yeah. Alright. If nobody else has any more questions, right? Cool. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody joining. And I will see you all in my next live. Thank you. I'm still trying to do the abacus part. Aleha. Bye. Bye. See you. Trying to do the abacus part. It does take a little bit. It does take a little bit of like trying to figure this out. But it is a process, right? That's why I try to go a little bit slower. Yeah. The abacus part of long division? Yeah. You use this part to have your dividend, and then you do a takeaway. Have a good day. Thank you, Noodles. You too. I'm happy you joined. I hope to see you in my next live. We'll do some more mazes. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and I will see you guys all in my next live. Thank you so much. All right. Bye. Thank you, Comfy Bear. No, thank you. I appreciate that.